Yo, can you hear me? You cannot hear me. What the? What is going on? You can hear me now? Okay, great. Let me go ahead and change this to. Okay. Alright, it looks like we are back. My tablet's still busted, so I can't do any paint overs right now. Guys, do not buy a Cintiq Pro. They suck. They're always messing up. I bought this like a year and a half ago, and I'm non-stop having issues with the drivers and stuff. It's not worth it. I hate Wacom, but they're the only brand out there.
Can the people hear us on the chat?
I think they can hear us. There's a very slight burr in voice. Okay. Yeah, get an older Cintiq. It's a third the price and 1/10 of the annoyance.
All right, thank you. So, wait, is this part 2 or are we still broadcasting like on single video on YouTube?
No, I had to stop the stream and restart it. This is part 2, I think.
This is part 2?
I think
yeah,
so.
You're right. Yeah, it's gone. This is part 2.
Just wrap up your critique, and then we'll go into the announcement of the challenges and stuff.
I still have another one, so but I'll be quick.
Yeah, well, I can't.
So yeah, that's all. This is what I would tell Rel. And yeah, definitely do more material studies and focus on what you're trying to show, and keep everything consistent. And yeah, study about silhouettes and thumbnails, and look up many different artists' methods, and you will definitely be on the right path. So, okay, last for me is Maya. She did an amazing drawing with. It's a scary scene where they got this weird wolf creature choking this poor fox, probably asking for his money. But anyways, so there isn't much thing for me to say. There's a couple definitely. Okay, sorry. So if you look at it in black and white, again, the separation between the tree and the monster and the water, and it's not too clear, right? And also, there's definitely a slight problem with the depth. So if you look at the water, it's, let's say the perspective's here. It's coming like this, and it's going like that. It's coming like this way, and the water curves down. And we know it's not like a waterfall. There is no crazy like a lens effect everywhere, you know. So your depth is a little problematic right here, I would say. And then what I did was, to make things separate out better, I added more separation, and I added more reflection on the water. I hope you can easily see this. And going back to studies, again, the Fresnel effect, that one. The further the water goes, the flatter it becomes, and it will reflect even more. So you can see, if you look at the river, the closer it gets to us, the things get more distorted, and the further it goes away, it almost becomes like flat, like a mirror, right? So finally, I just added the light separation and highlights, and also tried to add correct reflection into the water. And yeah, you can definitely push the decoration on the monster's face. Colton definitely recommended me about... Colton, since you can't use your Cintiq, can I borrow from your idea you had a few hours ago?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm just drawing with Colton, my mouse right now, but it's going to be really bad.
Yeah, Colton said you could definitely have another friend fox coming as a backup and screaming like, "Hey, let my friend go," you know, and all the cute thing. And then you can definitely have even more monster behind them, like, you know, just play out with how things can turn out with, you know, whatever element you add, whatever element you remove, it'll make it even more scary or less scary. So my friend Colton also recommended like, hey, what if the monster is like completely like raising his dagger hand, about to deliver the
Yeah.
death blow
When
to
she
the
uploaded this image, I gotta go find it really quick. I can read. It says, I have something I would like to get feedback on. It's really out of my comfort zone. Trying to compose bigger picture with more than one character. Is that it? I thought she mentioned something about storytelling, but I may be wrong.
So that's what I would say, and you definitely had a lot of fun doing this. I can tell you definitely tried to tell a really cool fairy tale like mood here. So yeah, you can definitely play on this. And yeah, but yeah, the depth is important, and also the separation of black and white is really important.
I found
So
it.
things can be easily popped in your eyes when you show it to someone. It's great. So I also you might notice that I also added this dark shadowy surrounding for this picture because it's like almost like it's like light is going out, like a scary movie-ish, but only the light left is this fox's life, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you would keep it really bright right around his face and body, like because he's the good character and that's the evil character, and the evil character is bringing darkness with it. Yeah, everything you add or remove will add to the help with the narrative. So that's all I have to say, Mike. I hope you got what you wanted to hear from this, at least for me. Do you have anything to add, Colton?
I think you pretty much covered everything because, yeah, I would like. I did find where she said I posted this one to the other channel last week, but now I see we should post it here. Mainly trying to focus on storytelling and how much I can stylize my illustration and to still make it look somewhat realistic. So basically asking about rendering realistically and storytelling. So I would definitely say the dagger probably raised, and then a fox coming from behind, maybe trying to save him, maybe the fox is like holding something in its mouth, like maybe like a vial, and if it like smashes
Green
it,
emerald.
and if it smashes the vial, maybe it would be like not this one, the one in the background.
Sorry.
And if it smashes it or if it hits the enemy with it, maybe it'll defeat him. And it's like the very last moment before this is happening, and the little minions are crawling around and trying to hold the other one back, or maybe trying to catch the other one. If you want to talk about storytelling, I think that just like the moment of the most impact would be like right when it's about to, like everything's about to come to a point.
Yeah, you have this extra helper wolf down here. It
Yep.
would definitely help. Look, if you don't want to like render crazy, you can just simply add very faint rim lights. That's one of the cheating methods. But I would not recommend you do every time. But if it's completely necessary, you can totally do it. But look at this head, right? It's really close to the light source. You could definitely have a little bit of rim light closer to the light source. You see? But back here, it's kind of it'll be pushing it. Also, look at this branch is not separating. I could barely see it.
Yeah,
You
that
could
one.
definitely-
That's one that I would work on.
Yeah,
if
like
you want
separation of elements.
if you want the minions to be a little bit more kind of hidden, then I don't necessarily think you need to increase the contrast with them all that much. But with that branch, I
Okay.
would definitely say it's a foreground element, and you'd probably want to pop it out a little bit. Not rim lighting wise, but probably value wise. Put a little bit of like fog behind it, or just separate it, because that tree is acting as the foreground.
Yeah, and you can look up like real
Yeah, you can
river
have grass.
grass.
You can have
Yeah,
grass, or
you
you could have it like spiny grass, so it's like dangerous, if you want.
You can always look up real natural elements to make it even look realistic. Because a lot of us have been probably next to rivers like these, and we probably all know how it looks like. So yeah, it'll just make things look more better. But don't add elements like butterflies or anything that's conflicting with the narrative or the mood,
Yeah.
or really colorful flowers, for example, right?
Yep. Unless they're like
Yeah, that's
dark
all.
red or something.
Yeah, dark red, really dark, desaturated colors, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's all from me today.
Oops. Yeah, I honestly can't do much right now because of the state of my PC. But I think that I just wanted to actually comment on this one really quick. Let's see if I just wanted to comment on this one really quick. Unfortunate I cannot draw on it really, but I wanted to say that if I'm not exactly sure if the light.
Oh, buddy, switch up. Did you switch the camera yet?
No, I guess I didn't. Thank you. Yeah, no problem. She says thanks for the crit. So it confuses me a little bit. I made some notes. I said, where exactly are the lights? Because you have all these really hard kind of speculars all over the place, like this, these, this, like this line right here, which implies that there's light, like there's this light right here, like coming from that direction. I'm not exactly sure where the light is. If they're like invisible, that might be a little bit weird. It seems like you're wanting to make it so there's a light like in this person's hand, or maybe the hand is the light. So I'm not exactly sure. For now, let's just say that the hand is not the light and it's in their hand, because that makes a little bit more sense. So I would probably, I think that the subsurface scattering that you're thinking about, is going to be a little bit less. The subsurface scattering right here is incredibly strong. I don't think almost any light source would make this happen. This sort of a your hand turn completely white, unless the white. Okay, so the hand is the light. The person says. So I still don't really think that it would happen in exactly this way. The hands are the lights. It's a
light bulb.
Yeah, like light bulb hands.
In a hand silhouette,
Yeah. Okay, then I guess we'll do that. We'll make the hands the lights. I really don't think that it would be exactly like that. I think it might be a little bit more like this. I don't think you'd have this white coming all the way up there. I think it would fade off a lot faster because skin and arm is really thick, and light does not penetrate it very easily. And then I was going to talk about all these different light sources. If this hand was right here, depending on exactly where it was, on exactly where it is, I guess I should say, I don't think you'd have all these highlights on like the top of the shoulders and stuff. And I think a lot of this would actually be blocked. Would be blocked, and it's a little bit dangerous going with a straight up really dark background. Maybe probably add some.
About 10%, 5% dark.
Yeah, I wish I could draw right now. This sucks. Yeah, I'd go ahead and do like this maybe. Something like that, and then this isn't completely black. If I color pick this, even without my adjustments, it's definitely not black. It's close to black, but it's close enough that your silhouette's going to be almost completely vanish. So what I would probably do is I would select out this whole character. I don't know if I can do this. I really don't know. This will be... It'd take me a little while even with the pen, and I can't do that. But I would select out this whole area, and I'd probably make this background a bit lighter, so you can, so your silhouette can really read against the background. Because like Burin was talking earlier about silhouettes, and it's just really important to you know. I'm just gonna try something. Hold on one second. Let me try to do something here. Close. You know, it didn't work very well. But if I have my brush, you probably have a mask of this whole character yourself, but definitely lighten the background a little bit, and then make sure that your lights are in the right place. And I'm not exactly sure why this person has light hands. I don't really... Like Burin was saying earlier with the characters, your whole design kind of has to... You want it to reflect the purpose of something like that. So, like when he went in and explained about the different silhouettes and the cohesive language and thinking throughout the entire character. I think if this is some sort of maybe a I don't know, like a battle mage or something, you know, like are like these pieces of armor right here, I'm thinking maybe they're like, what if these were almost things that help give power to the hands? Because I like the shape of them, but I don't think they're doing all that much right now as a design, as contributing to the design. The armor's kind of cool. That just render more and focus on that sort of thing. But right now, I think just cohesiveness of the design and focusing on light source for the most part, because this piece really isn't that bad. I just definitely focus more on knowing exactly where your light is at, and then you can, like that. You can have some really cool brush strokes in the background. This actually kind of created a cool effect. But and then maybe you could even put like a little bit of a you know, now that looks a bit more like a light. Now you can tell the hands are actually light, because before I don't think it really read all that well as a hand lights, which is, it's not a bad idea. Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of my mouse paint over. I would definitely darken up some of these areas up here, though. You know, what is my tolerance? There we go. This is hard. Just saying. Yeah, anyway, kind of like that. and then you can have it'll be difficult, but you can start putting in all your speculars and stuff in this area. Really focus on exactly, what this is doing. And look at some reference for speculars, and make sure you know exactly what kind of material this is, because that's going to make a huge difference when you got this extreme situation going on, Like, even little stuff like this, how much it will reflect is very dependent on the material that you have going on. So, anyways, I will go ahead and stick that in there and something like that. That is all I have for that. Yeah, this was the critique I had for this one. I was just like thinking about that. Let's see what else I have. I'll critique these. Well, I can't draw right now. I'll have to critique these later. These are Christina's, so I'll just call with her later and discuss them. Sorry, I can't get to them. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all the critiques I had lined up. Burin?
Yeah.
Do we want to discuss the challenges and assignments?
Sure.
Yeah. So we got a new thing that we're going to be doing, and it is weekly challenges, and we're going to be doing monthly weekly assignments and monthly challenges. So the weekly assignments are going to be what? Where are you not? Assignments, and then monthly challenges, and these are going to be. So weekly assignments is going to be to help people improve on drawing, painting, design. And these ones to give people a reason to make a new artwork, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So weekly assignments are going to be, we're going to basically give assignments. We're not going to require anybody to do it, but we will, at least initially, anybody who does them, we will go over them. So
we will critique them.
We will critique them, and we will
Definitely.
go over them. So that is a reason to do them in and of itself. You're going to get professional feedback on your assignments. It's going to be like taking a brainstorm class. Obviously, I'm not as good as most of the teachers at Brainstorm, but and Buren's going to go over them too. And we actually have decided that, and a couple of the guests have actually agreed that they'd be happy to do it. We're going to have professional artists visiting, and they're going to be happy to critique work too. Silva from the other week said that he is happy to come on sometimes and critique work. So I think at the end of challenges, monthly challenges, like where you make a big finished illustration, we're going to have us and artists come on who are working in the industry to critique and tell you what you did right and wrong. As of now, I'm not sure if we're going to announce like first, second, third place sort of thing, because we're all just here to learn. But we're thinking about it. We're still in the process of developing all of that sort of stuff. So I've been talking to some artists that I know and hearing about that. We'll give art prompts, like, what are some examples of some art prompts? What are you up to, Buren?
Oh, just
Sketching.
Thinking about, I don't know, it can be like a character or anything.
Yeah, like one example could be like, I don't know, The Wandering Sorceress, or, maybe even some simple ones like Castle on a Hill, or maybe something that inspires a little bit more. street street vendor, or we'll think of some pretty interesting. We'll think of some pretty interesting ones, and we'll announce them soon. This week definitely. But for the assignments, we actually have something already. We're ready to announce. I posted it the other day, but never really made it official. It's doing movie studies. So we were deciding between assigning specific shots or letting you just do whatever movie you want. I think there's pros and cons to both. I think some of the pros, definitely some of the pros of assigning specific shots would be something like you can look at 5 different artists' interpretations of the same scene, and you can look at how, someone did it and maybe their edge control was really well, and you can learn from that, and you can be like, well, I handled this shot in a certain way, but they handled it in a completely different way. So how would I, how could you?
I think it would be cool if, with the students who compare each other like that would be able to get in touch with each other and go,
yeah,
hey, how did you do that? How did I do that? You want to know? Do you want? I could tell, and all that. It'll be. For some, it can be a reason to network with each other and kind of.
Yeah. No, absolutely. We'll do some really good shots. Maybe like 2001: Space Odyssey. I want to do that one. Maybe Alien, The Matrix. Just different shots. We might have a couple different movies available, but like for example. I did some studies of this movie in art center. They were hard. I'm really bad at traditional painting.
I think we can start with black and white noir films.
I don't know. Maybe thinking about it, like, but like a shot like this. I think we might have even done this in art center as one of our shots. But like a shot like this, like how would we can see how different artists would interpret things differently, like how would they express these dots, these little dots in here, like would they do it the same way or would they do it differently, how would they express this kind of perspective going on like that. I think that it could be a really cool way to look at this. Who says you can't do symmetrical compositions with the subject matter in the middle? Like, it's so dumb. You can absolutely do it. But like this is such a cool shot. Like it's such a cool idea. But I just want to see how different artists in the group will grow and learn together by doing the same shot with multiple, like 3 or 4 or 5 different artists. And then we can have a critique session where we line them all up next to each other. And we're not going to like roast anyone. We're not going to be like, "Oh, you suck." Like it's all about learning to us, right? I'm going to say something like, "Oh, I think this artist had a really good way of representing lost and found edges." Or I think this guy had a really interesting way to represent the color scheme in this image. So we can all learn together based on that kind of thing, and people will be at all different kinds of levels. So it's not about being the best. We're not going to rate them, as best or worse. We're going to basically be like, what knowledge can we extract from these pieces. So I think actually 2001: Space Odyssey is great. Maybe we'll even start with that one. What an awesome movie. Kubrick. Oh, so good. Like some of these shots are just amazing. Check this one out. So great. So and people can also do these in different ways, in different styles. Should we know how to do studying? I'm still a bit confused. Start with color or lines. Someone asked about doing studies. I can't actually draw right now, which really sucks. But generally, I'll start off with... there's so many different ways to do studies. Like, some people start off just painting. Some people start... I'll just color pick right now for simplicity. But, some people start off with like a... what the... My Photoshop's freaking out. What just happened? Okay. Sorry. Something just happened that freaked out on my Photoshop.
Yeah, it glitched.
Weird. My entire computer like freaked out. Anyway, different ways to do it. Some people will start off with like an underpainting. Like this kind of stuff. Like, look at that red on this side. Like, who would even think of putting that in a shot? Like that really vibrant red right there, and then this pink right here. Awesome. So, yeah, there's a bunch of different ways. Looks like someone just linked that. It's really something you can develop. A lot of the time, the process is actually what helps an artist develop their style. I made that 4-step process that I shared. That I shared in weekly assignments. I have a 4-step process for movie studies where I did an underpainting, a really loose line work, and then just painted basically the rest of it. Like you observe and put in your colors and stuff, and then you turn off the line work. But honestly, you just have to experiment. Like, if you don't know what to do, just try and get feedback. That's the best way to do it. I've seen artists who have spent years just being like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this. And then others also have no idea how to do it, but they just
They do it anyway.
But they just jump in and they mess up and they get feedback, and within a week they know how to do it. So, like, who does it better? Like the person who never even tries, or the person who tries and fails and then comes back and gets feedback and they're like, oh, so that's how you do it.
You see, look, knowing what not to do is far important than knowing what should be. You know what I mean? Like, at least if you know what not to do by failing,
yeah,
you are basically narrowing down your path and where to go.
Yeah, like
right?
Here's a bunch of studies that I did.
So failure is not like, it's not so bad, and you're not messing with like $1 million, or I don't know, like you're building a tower and it's going to collapse. You're just making a drawing, man. It's just a drawing.
Mm-hmm.
The worst will happen is you lose a couple of hours, but guess what? In those couple of hours, at least you find out what not to do next time.
Oh yeah, those couple of hours are well spent.
Exactly.
This movie is The Goonies. I love this movie. I grew up with this movie. It came out in like the 80s, but my parents got this for me and my brother when I was growing up, and I watched it so many times. I just love this movie. I did a bunch of studies from this one, and some of these studies took me hours to do because I could not figure out how to represent different things. Like, I had such a hard time simplifying all these trees in the background, like, because I'm really bad at simplification and representing like large masses of detail. I just had the hardest time doing that, and I spent hours trying to figure it out. Like, this one's incredibly graphic. It's basically like that, like 2 triangles. This kid's walking down this stairwell that has like a single light bulb that's like lighting the wall, and he has this yellow rain jacket on. These are the kind of things that you learn from the movies, and I'll certainly be doing some movie studies too this week, and I'll be able to put up some work. So like, but these are just some studies I did a couple years ago. Different like establishing shots, and there's a number of different shots, and over the weeks I'm sure we'll get into it a little bit, explaining what the different kinds of shots are. I'll have to refresh on them myself because it's been so long since I've really learned it. But and Buren is Mr. Studied Master of Numbers. 500 studies.
Yeah,
go. So, yeah. Anyways, this is going to be our first assignment. We will announce, I think, later today. Exactly.
You have to understand one thing.
What?
the more you do, the more we will be able to critique on you. You know?
Yeah.
But my advice would be, if you're gonna pick different shots, try not to repeat yourself too much. Pick something that is kind of different in the same film.
Yeah.
Right. You can pick an interior, exterior, close up, dramatic,
Yeah.
establishing shot. Try to mix it up.
I got an idea. How about we choose a couple? How about let's say we choose 3, and then you can choose 2 of your own, and that's 5.
Sure.
Or we choose 2 and you choose 3, and then so everybody's at least doing the same 2, and then they have a couple that they decided on from their own, from whatever movie they enjoy or like.
Like, look, guys, if you guys don't have the time to watch the whole film, you can watch the trailers.
Yeah. Oh, just go on movie Film Grab. It's the movie that Silva, or the website that Silva was talking about, dude.
So yeah, the more you do, the more we will be able to critique on you, and the more you will be able to be developed that way. So yeah, that's one way to help yourself out, and we're willing to help and give you critiques. So
yeah, absolutely. So we'll be announcing exactly that soon, and we'll also be announcing the monthly challenges. And I think this will be a pretty good way for people to be motivated and start doing stuff. Share that link, the movie thing. I think we already shared it in resource share.
Yeah, we did. Or if not, you can go back and watch the video with us.
Yeah, I can just link. I can just
Jean Sylvia. Jean.
Yeah, I'll share it in resource share right now. In fact, I'll pin it. Filmgrab.com. Pin. Oh yeah. Okay. So I think that's about it. I'm sorry the stream went down during this. I can turn. We'll see what Burden's up to. I'll turn my screen share off. And sorry that my Wacom freaked out. What the? Oh. So, Burin, we want to see your pretty face.
Oh, sure. Voila.
So, I think that's about it for today. We were going for almost 3 hours again. When will the monthly challenges be announced? This week. We'll do the first prompt, and it will be something that it's going to be pretty wide. Like you'll be able to make designs for it if you want, like show them more like concept art wise, or you'll be able to make like illustrations. It's really whatever you want to do. If you work hard, then we'll put time into your critique. That's all I'm going to say. So, right, Boren? If they put in the work, then we'll put in the work. Because we don't have a lot of time, but we want to help people who are dedicated.
We respect dedicated people more, so.
Yeah. I think that's it. We will have this video will be up on YouTube in a couple hours. Unfortunately, it'll be broken into 2 parts because the stream went down. I'm really not sure how to avoid that. If my PC freaks out every time, I don't want to have to break this into a couple parts, but we'll think about it. So anyways, everybody, thank you for coming. There's Buren.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We will later.